This week I'm going to do something a little different. I've had many questions the last several months about where I buy my material. And I've given this website to several people, given the link to it. And so I'm going to kind of go through it here and show what I buy, but this is not the only place I buy stuff. This is where I buy most of it. This is called Occoch Hardwoods, and that's what the name is right there. And this is the page that you go to when you type that in. Right there is what you get. And what I do from here, there's two ways to get to this. This right here says Project Ready Wood. That's one link. And up here you go under products. It has shop by project scroll saw wood. That link will take you to the same page. Both links are the same. So here you have the different varieties, the different species of wood that they have. I think there's 19 or 20 or something like that there. It varies from time to time. They add and they may be out of things, or that anyway they change their inventory up a little bit from time to time depending on what they have, I do believe. But anyway, they have several species, and they're domestics and hardwoods, and they come in different thicknesses. You can see right here, they go from 1/16 3/4. They may not be available in every single one, but that's basically what you can get it in. And you get them by width, and the widths are different in the different species, because like this one, 8 inches the widest. That's alder. And ash, you can go up to 12 inches. Different ones can go different widths. So, and then they're priced accordingly on the thickness and the width. Now they're all 2 feet long. 2 feet long, 24 inches. And when you get that, it's exactly 24 inches, and the width is exactly what you order. If you order 6 inches, you get a 6-inch width. And if you order 1/8 inch, you get an exact 1/8 inch. These people have been very good for me. The wood's been great. The specifications have been, the dimensions have been just exactly right. And there are no knots unless it's a knotty type of wood. And there are no cracks or any problems with any wood I've ever bought with them. They're sanded, I think, to about 100 grit. They're always perfectly smooth and good to start with for me. So this is where I get individual species. If I have a particular project, I like to work with some woods more than others. I like walnut and some of the others. Cherry I like to work with, and maple and mahogany. So I buy a lot of that. But mainly what I buy here is they have these seconds packages, and you've probably heard me speak of these seconds. I've used a seconds piece of wood that was a kind of seconds package in a lot of my videos. So they used to just have 2 packages. They had an exotic and a domestic. Well, now they got 3 in this craft wood and a wood turning seconds, but they have thick, thin, and exotic. And I've ordered, the last 2 times I ordered one of each of these, thick and thin, and there'd be a domestic and exotic mix in these. These are 3/8 to 1 1/16, and these are 3/8 to 1 inch. So you'll get more thicker boards in this one and more thinner boards, 1/4 inch and 1/8 and such as that. And I've always had good luck with their seconds packages. And they may be splits, it may not be exactly a 1/4 inch wide. The dimensions may be off in some form, or it may have a knot, or it didn't sand smooth. There's various things are different about these, but I've never had any I couldn't use. I've used every bit of every seconds package I've ever bought from them. So that's where I get most of my wood. Of course, then, like I say, I'll have a specific project. I'll come in here and find a wood I like for it, and I'll order some of that. So the other thing I'll order, and if I want to do some compound cutting, I'll come in here and find me some pen blanks. I like to use pen blanks, is what they make barrels for pens out of the outside on the lathe. And these are 1.5 by 1.5 inch, and you can get mixes, or you can buy some individual blanks, or packages of different ones. And these are real good for compound cutting. If you want a thicker wood than 1.5 inch, you can get turning blanks that are larger than that. But these are what I use. And the other thing I buy from here mainly is the plywood. They have Baltic birch plywood. It's from 1/4 to 3/4, and it's all 12 inches. It's not all. I usually buy 12 by 12, but they have 12 and 15 and 20, and it goes up to 30 inches wide. So I usually just buy some 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch 12 by 12. I keep some of that on hand for use for different things. I use a lot of 1/4 inch, even some 1/8 inch. I like to use the 1/8 inch, and even every once in a while some 16th. But no, they don't have 16th. 1/8 and 1/4 inch is what I usually buy, and sometimes some 1/2 inch. That's usually all I get. Now, there's something I don't buy very often. This is a hardwood core plywood, MDF core plywood. It's got a hardwood veneer on each side. For scroll saw, you might not like the edge showing depending on what the project is, but I do use it for some things because it's much cheaper and it still looks like a good wood. For instance, if you buy this 12 by 24 in 1/4 inch cherry, it costs $7.75. If you buy that same 1/4 inch cherry in solid cherry, it's close to $20, I think. So for some projects, that'll work fine. For some, you might not like it. I use it every once in a while, but not real often. It's kind of nice to have on hand for some things. So that's basically what I buy from Occoch. Now, this is not sponsored. They're not paying me to do this. I'm just showing you where I buy my materials. And I got a couple of other places that I buy occasionally. This is on eBay. I don't buy a lot from eBay, but when I do, it's Exotic Wood Zone. I think they're in St. Louis. They sell mainly stuff for guitar, bodies and necks and fretboards, but they sell a lot of different offcuts and extra pieces in auction form, and you can get some really good deals. I've gotten a lot of good 3/4 inch, and I've got some really thick pieces that I made some big boxes out of. But you have to kind of shop. You can go right in here in this little search bar and type in what you want. If you want 1/4 inch, just put in 1/4. It'll start showing what they've got. Now the thing is, anything that has a 1/4 inch in the dimension, like this is 5 1/4, it'll show up also. But like this, you got this 3-pack of mahogany, maple, and ebony, and those are turning blanks. But you can get some 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch and various things. You just have to do some shopping. It kind of get tedious sometimes, but sometimes I get really lucky and find some good stuff. I've bought several things from them. And the other place I buy, less often but still occasionally, is this store on Amazon. I'm an Amazon Prime member, so I get free shipping here. Those other sites, shipping can get rather pricey at times, and that's the reason I don't order a lot of material. But they've got some pretty good material here. Again, it's good material. It's sanded nicely. It's different. You get different dimensions and lengths and such as that, just like Occoch. You can see there they got the 1/8 by 4.5 by 18 inches. You get different species, and most of it is like 1/8 or 1/4, but there's some 3/4 stuff, and it's all hardwood. There is some basswood in there, but it's still basically hardwood. It's not much exotic stuff. Mahogany is, but it's mostly domestic woods. But it's good wood, and if you're a Prime member, you get free shipping, which makes a lot of difference. So, and the only other place I might buy wood is at Lowe's. I have a Lowe's locally. It's the only big box store I have here, and they do have a craft wood section that has some 1/4 inch and 3/8 and 1/2 inch, and I think some 1 inch maybe. But and then different widths and lengths. I think usually about 2 feet long, and there are some longer ones. But all they have so far that I've found there is poplar and oak and some real nice pine, not just regular construction pine. They have some really nice pine there that I've used in some projects. And that's local, and I can go in and buy it, and I don't have to pay shipping. But that's where I buy my materials. And then sometimes at Lowe's, I'll just get some regular construction lumber, like some 1-bys, to make some of these boxes and things that I've made with the drawers and what have you in it. Sometimes that's just construction pine or whiteboard, they call it. But I don't buy anything hardly anywhere else. These 3 or 4 places is it. That's where I buy material, and nobody's paying me to tell you about this. I'm just showing you where I buy it because I've had several questions on it. The Occoch, I really recommend the Occoch. They're really good. They ship really nicely. They ship really quickly, and it's good wood. And I really like what they have. And you have several varieties. And if you go in here and look, you got this link in each one of these descriptions that has more about that particular wood. And you scroll down, it tell you about the hardness and the weight and how it's going to look finished, and then if it finishes well or not. And they tell you how quick it'll dull a blade. It'll give you information like that. So it's kind of interesting to know if you're looking for a wood you haven't used before. You can kind of get an idea of how hard it is to cut, how well it finishes. Some woods don't glue together as well. They don't stain or finish as well, and this will tell you that. So I hope that I've helped you a little bit here about what I buy and where I buy it. And I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.